Bagseed Chronicles.
We all dabbled in our youth, didn't we? I mean, most of us in the Pacific Northwest definitely did.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bagseed Chronicles. It has been a while, and for that, I'm sorry. I will try to release stuff a little more often than I have been. After all, it is spring, and the sun is shining. I was recently on the podcast Bong Loads and BS, formerly known as the Smokin' Okies podcast, and had a great time talking to Kate and Evan. You can find that anywhere you get podcasts, and also on YouTube. We have a cool segment of free shit company sent me today. Cloudious 9 sent me a box of goodies a while back. Included in this box of goodies is the Atomic 9 dry herb vaporizer, which I will be talking about later. I have a lovely interview with my silent partner today, who has a fun story about cannabis workplace activism. Sometimes just sticking to your guns and being awesome is activism in itself. But before all that, I have been busting my ass in the garden, so that will be fun to talk about. Spring has sprung, I think. Uncle Dig's garden update. Hello, everyone. It is April 28th, 2022. I am in Gardening Zone 8B, and this is Uncle Dig with a garden update. Mother's Day is the traditional day to go in the ground for cannabis in my neck of the woods. So that's coming up, and boy, have I been busy getting ready. Now, all 5 of my autoflowers are in full flower now. None have received much in the way of fertilizer, and they're just eating ocean forest right now. Only one has really striking flowers right now, and this is the blackberry, with colors of purple already coming in and with hints of pink. This plant has stretched more than the others and has caused me to raise the light several times. It is probably a foot taller than the next tallest plant, which is the candy cane. I dropped a fan onto the Girl Scout cookie autoflower a couple of weeks ago, and it seems to have fully recovered. It still stretched significantly, and maybe I broke it early enough in its development for the injury to only nominally affect yield. The Afghan is a very bushy plant, but not my shortest. That honor goes to the Tangerine Dream, which doesn't seem to want to stretch as much as the others, although it's a little bit further behind on flower than the others, so it may just stretch later. And like I said, the candy cane is just chugging along with no problems. All of my autoflowers are extremely healthy, and I feel very lucky. I need to get another dehumidifier in this tent once my outdoor photo periods leave, so I can try to get more humidity out of the air. I feel like I have too many wet pots of dirt in there, and I'm just struggling to keep humidity out there. So hopefully I'll be able to get it down before those flowers get too chunky and I end up having problems with mold. Now, remember I had 2 diagnostic cuts of the Fire of Maroof that were female. The other 2 were one Hermide and one was a male, so they're dead. But I gave those 2 diagnostic cuts to another patient, and who also took a fresh cut from plant 2. The Fire of Maroof 1, 2, and 5 are all female, and they're all being fed every other watering with age-old organics Grow Blend. They are currently in 3-gallon smart pots, but will go into either 30 gallons or 45-gallon smart pots to finish. I have 2 Amnesia Haze seedlings that I am mainly growing for my partner. They are now in the 2x2, as well as 1 Cannatonic seedling and 1 CBD Dutch Treat. I have 2 Northern Light seedlings in another tent with my peppers. I harvested 2 bag seed plants recently. They have just started to finish drying. I will let you know the harvest weight on plant 2 when I trim it. But plant 1, or Igor as I like to call her, yielded about 3/4 of an ounce, or just over 22 grams. It is a good spacey bedtime smoke, and we have been bad and have been smoking it already. Peas didn't do well with the snow we had in early April, but some of them still made it. So we will still have a delicious late spring snack, and the ones that did make it are establishing themselves well and starting to crawl up the trellis. My Hungarian black peppers are beautiful. The new growth is green, but as soon as it becomes mature, it turns this beautiful shade of purple. Now, one of the habanadas didn't make it, but the others are doing well in their little 4-pots. Same with the rainbow chilies. They will be hardened off outside probably sometime in early to mid-May. I have done most of my large photo period garden prep. I filled one 20-gallon geopot, 5 30-gallon smart pots, and one 45-gallon smart pot with ocean forest. And I have some happy frog to top them off and tidy in the plants when I do transplant. The outdoor plants will be going out full-time around May 9th. And I just need to finish building the chicken fence around the outdoor garden, and then I'll be ready for the outdoor season. So I'm really excited about that. Now, I don't know what outdoor autoflowers I will be growing. I may grow less variety. I like how some of them perform inside. Maybe blackberry and Girl Scout cookies, as both have proven to be a bit leggy and may do better outdoors. Well, that's it for the garden update. Let's overgrow the world. Company send me free shit, and I'm gonna talk about it. You can listen to it or not. I don't really give a fuck if this product's hot. Yeah.
Welcome to the segment Free Shit Company Send Me, and today I have for you the Atomic 9 from Cloudious 9. Let's open this up. I did not pay a dime for this because it is a free thing that a company sent me. Let's open this box up. Okay, look at that. There's a vaporizer in here. Very nice packaging that you can't see because it's a podcast. So that's fun. Oh, look, I dropped some stuff on the ground. Oh, this is slick feeling. This feels very slick and heavy. Not gonna lie. Feels a bit expensive. Probably should have looked at how much this retails for. I know it's more expensive than the Lunar from Dip Devices because it is a dryer vaporizer. Let's see how this thing works. Oh, okay. We opened it up without needing any help. All right, let's look. It's got an accessory thing. It's just a cord. I guess I could read the instructions. It's got a little vapor guide here. It's got a really, really thick instruction booklet. And I have to figure out which button is which. So I found out where to put the herb. So we're going to go ahead. I got some herb here. And we're going to put the herb here. Remember, part of the fun here is how quick it takes me to figure it out if I'm stoned. I'm a little stoned already. So it's got a little herb reservoir. It didn't scream at me not to do anything with it. So it doesn't seem to come out. There's a little switchblade thing here that kicks it out. It's kind of fun. So I'm just going to put some herb in there. Okay, it holds a very small amount of herb. So that's something to consider. It's not a lot, but I don't know how this thing thwaps either. So I'm going to load it like I would any other vaporizer, tight, but not too tight. That seems like enough. I'm going to close that, so it's closed. Now we got to figure out how to turn it on, right? So I found the charging port. Let's find where the power button is. Okay. So fine, we need the instructions. Okay. So we figured out how to put weed in it. Instruction booklet. Magnetic mouthpiece. Ceramic. Temperature shuffle. Operational button. All right, we found the operational button. All right, I did 5 clicks. I probably have to figure out what I'm doing here. There is no vapor because I'm not doing this right yet. Hold on. I got to figure out. Okay, so I loaded the chamber right. Don't. Oh. Oh, there's like a residue chamber that I can use. So that's something to think about. It's got this little like residue chamber. Okay, so we're talking about press the operation buttons. 3. Okay, we figured it out. 1, 2, 3. All right. So it's heating. Okay. So it's gonna. Oh, I see. It's at the highest temperature because I didn't figure out how to adjust the temperature yet. So it's glowing. Nope, not yet. Oh, I see. I have to wait. So during heating mode, the LED in status heat. So it's heating, and at some point it'll flash, letting me know it's ready. So how do I select temperature? Oh, it's blinking. It blinked. Here we go. Oh. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Folks, God damn it. Dry herb vaporizers have come a long way. That was fucking delicious. I don't know what the green cloud. I don't know what this means. I need to turn this thing off. This is amazing. It reminds me of like. If anyone remembers a lot. No, that's not fair to this. This is really good. This is a really. So it took me about 5 minutes to get this thing going out of the box. And I'm obviously enjoying it. I'm going to try to turn it off. Okay, so 3 clicks on, 3 clicks off. So I should have counted how many rips, guys. But it was a fair amount. I would recommend this. Hold on. I'm going to pause. I'm going to go see how much it costs. I was not prepared. My bad. Wow, it retails for $69. That was not what I was expecting. I was expecting this to be like, to cost like how much a PAX does or something. You know, like closer to 200 or something. So this is really, really, really slick. So definitely a good buy, and I think they're running a sale right now where it's like $50. It does have a smaller reservoir, so you're gonna have to pack it a couple times. But I mean, I'm gonna heat it up again. But I've been hitting on this now for a little bit, and it's just now starting to like. So if you're starting to like kind of get popcorny, so if you're looking for a vaporizer where you just want to like do herb on the go, like, dude, like, I'm not telling you what to do, but like if you were like on a hike in a more like shitty part of the country where weed's like not a thing, like this thing is definitely a way to toot it up in a more discreet way. So definitely check out the Atomic 9 from Cloudious 9 if you want like a nice little slick handheld vaporizer. And yeah, I told you, the dip is still going strong. I put more wax in it. I've been hitting it. It still works fine. So I'll let you know at the next podcast how the Atomic 9 from Cloudious 9 is doing. I'll abuse the crap out of it. I might even take it hiking with me. God, that is tasty. What fun. What absolute fun. I like this thing. I'm vaping it on the highest heat. I don't know what else you would do. Excellent. So check them out, and thanks for joining me on this segment of free shit companies send me. This time brought to you by the Atomic 9 from Cloudious 9. Bye. Wait, before you go, really quick. When it's done with the herb, it'll just stop putting out as much vapor, and that's when you know to change it. This thing is super easy to use. Who knew? Anyway, well, I mean, Cloudious 9 probably knew they designed the thing, right? Really nifty little vaporizer. Anyway, bye.
If you'd like to send me some free shit, email me at uncledig4@gmail.com. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Bagseed Chronicles, please share. After all, the best bag seeds are the ones shared among friends. Hello, everyone. Please welcome my silent partner to the Bagseed Chronicles. My silent partner is a mental health professional, a professional cook, an artist, and my best friend in the whole wide world. Welcome to the Bagseed Chronicles, partner. How's it going?
It's going very well.
How long have you been a cannabis user?
I would say pretty regularly now for a few years. I mean, I feel like I started using almost on the daily probably in 2017. But, you know, we all dabbled in our youth, didn't we? I mean, most of us in the Pacific Northwest definitely did.
Fair enough. Yeah,
So,
I would say so.
yeah, so, you know, so it goes back a little bit.
Well, okay. When was the first time you used cannabis? How old were you? Paint me a picture.
Okay, so I think the first time I smoked I was maybe 13 or 14.
Okay.
I was definitely in middle school.
Okay.
I was still in Washington, so I grew up in this small town in the Pacific Northwest in Washington, specifically called Squim, and a very tiny place. And I was hanging out with my friends and a couple of guys and a gal, and you know, one of those guys happened to have some marijuana. So we yeah, exactly. So that was the first time that I smoked. I remember specifically smoking like outside of the bus stop. There was this like weird tree that the kids would like conglomerate around that had this like bench like built on the outside of it, like this like evergreen tree, just randomly in the middle of town somewhere. And so we ended up smoking there and then kind of like wandering around town, of course, like aimlessly. And like I remember getting really obsessed with those baby bottle pops. You know, the like candy.
Okay, wait.
Like,
We skipped a part. Okay, so now you're high. What did y'all smoke out of?
Oh, yeah, okay. The method and mode. So,
So you're around a circle bench out of a beautiful evergreen tree somewhere in
Yes.
Squim, Washington.
Yes.
We need to find this tree one of these days.
I think we could, yeah.
Okay.
I'll find it.
All right.
Yeah, excellent. That's an excellent adventure. So, yeah, it was a pipe. Somebody had a pipe.
Okay,
so
cool.
It was, you know, it wasn't like some random like
It wasn't like
Apple shit
it wasn't
or
like a highlighter with aluminum foil in it like me.
No, it was not like
It was like a little glass spoon.
Yeah, no, it literally
God, like so fancy.
Washington, man. So, yeah. And they were a couple of years older than me. So
Okay.
the boyfriend that I had at the time was 2 years older than I was. So like a couple of my friends were older, and my friend that was a lady, she was my age. But anyway, so it was one of the guy's pipes, and you know, he just pulled a nug out of a baggie like you do.
Right.
And yeah, I would definitely say it was probably sativa leaning, because we were definitely hopping and bopping.
Okay.
And, yeah, it was a gay old time.
So you smoked out of the pipe. How many hits do you think? Like 1, 2, maybe?
I mean, yeah, we were such lightweights. Like, I would say, like, I think there was 5 of us in total.
And one bowl.
2.
So y'all had 2 bowls between 5 people.
Yeah, so I would say I had like 2 to 3 hits probably.
Okay, and you got high. You definitely got high your first time.
Oh, I mean, most definitely.
Okay, cool.
There was no question. Yeah.
So you became obsessed with a song you were saying. What song was that?
Oh, the Baby Bottle Pop song.
Oh.
So that was the... Okay, so yeah. So we were obsessed. No, not we. It was me. So it was those little candies that are shaped like baby bottles, you know, and the top part you unscrew, and that's like the lollipop part is shaped like the nipple, and you flip it upside down into the like shaky, sugary shit and shake it around and go, baby bottle pop, baby bottle pop. 90s kids will remember this.
Yeah. Marketing.
Yeah, exactly. It got me. So anyway, so that was me just ADHDing around town singing that to my friends, and you know they were laughing because they were also high. But
perfect.
Exactly.
So you like you told us you became a more frequent user in 2017. That was because you had some medical issues, right?
Yeah. So
you don't have to talk about them if you don't want to.
No. I'm just trying to remember what they are. like when they were starting and like what exactly was going on at the time. But like, so like I'd like used like kind of infrequently since then. Like in high school, I probably smoked like a couple of times, maybe like probably less than 10. Like I wasn't like that affected, you know. And I was just like, I was always kind of usually the sobery one. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But that was because weed sucked in Texas when I was growing up. Like I never got good weed until I was an adult.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I got hungry, but I didn't get high.
Yeah, and there was usually alcohol at these things, and that usually had a faster effect.
Right.
So, anyway, I had weed around, and like my ex-husband smoked weed more frequently, but still wasn't like an everyday user per se. You know, I had my own pipe and that kind of thing, but it wasn't until like you were back and we were living over there, and like we had smoked still, we kind of infrequently, like
yeah, I feel like when I got back from Afghanistan, I was still drinking a lot.
Yeah.
So I didn't smoke as much, and then it kind of changed. Like I basically slowly, accidentally, on
like
purpose.
The neighbors that we had at the time too were like weed smokers, and like our friends too, like that. So I had introduced him to Roland Smokes, who's, you know, doing his thing, and you know, vet to vet, and you know, grower to grower kind of thing. So having him in our life was always good because he can always help us out, and you know, he's a really good friend of ours.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
You know, and I feel like that's kind of like when we started smoking more, and like I was working night shift at the time, so working from like 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. And so sometimes it was hard to sleep during the day without having that. Like melatonin, not the best. And it turns out there's research that shows that it actually makes night terrors worse. And so that combined with the sleeplessness I was having like the craziest night terrors and shit. It was nuts. I don't have that problem anymore, but I also smoke weed before bed. So, you know, that helps with the sleep.
Yeah, you definitely sleep better than you used to.
Most definitely. Yeah, and so I feel like in 2017, like my back issues had just kind of compounded, and I started having like weird like chest stuff. And that was kind of popping up back then also.
Mm-hmm.
So I have costochondritis, which is this weird thing that happens. So the cartilage in your rib cage becomes inflamed, and it's actually like super painful. They say it feels like a heart attack, and I would confirm that it definitely does feel like that sometimes. Or like I'll get these like spasms to where it's like my own body is trying to suffocate me.
You suffer from some pretty heavy inflammatory disorders, right?
Definitely, yeah. So like having cannabis as a medical aid is like super helpful, and like it definitely like helps relieve things, and like that combined with, you know, other medical therapies makes life bearable.
So has your cannabis use become a barrier to employment before?
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. So I had taken a little break from working in mental health for a little while, gone after medical assisting, which I have been very interested in. It was interesting. A lot of actual like healthcare people are really weird about cannabis and kind of fucking stupid about it, really. So I had this job offer for this place that's really, really awesome, and they're really great people and like very caring. And I actually had 3 job offers, and it was very difficult to choose. And I ended up going with this place and felt really good about it. And like, ended up getting a call, and like this, the hiring was happening kind of around Christmas. And so I ended up getting a call, and I was like with my family, and like they were like, "Oh, so because you tested positive for marijuana," which I did tell them I would test positive because I have an, medical
Right.
condition.
And people need to understand we're in a state where legal recreational use of cannabis is legal.
It is legal, yeah. So it's legal, like medically and recreationally, like
Yeah, we're in Oregon. It's legal here.
exactly, yeah. So it really shouldn't fucking matter anyway.
She's not driving trucks. She's scheduling medical patients. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I wasn't even going to be medical assisting. I was literally going to be the scheduler. I'm pretty sure I could do that during the day. And I don't smoke before work or during. It's unprofessional. For me, there are other people who can smoke and function totally fine.
I'm an autist.
I can't do it. I just can't. So, but yeah, so I also get migraines a lot, and that was another issue that was kind of cropping up then. And so definitely was smoking more frequently. And so, and I let them know, that I do smoke because of migraines and because of, this issue that I have. And, the company that was hiring me, they were under the umbrella of a bigger healthcare company in the valley here.
And that parent company put the kibosh of your employment.
Exactly. So all the people that I would be working directly with were totally fine. The doctors, the other people, it's a very small practice, and they were all okay with it. And, this is Southern Oregon. We are very understanding. Most people are kind of understanding about it.
So you didn't get the job?
I did not get this job. And ended up working at this other place, which is a little bit further drive, and I am very thankful of them to give me the opportunity.
Right. But anyway, moving on from that, I understand that through your employment journey, a couple of years later, you found out that you had accidentally become a cannabis activist, right?
Yeah. So most recently, I was working as a medical assistant and applied again at the same company that had wanted me to work for them, but got the kibosh on it from the umbrella company. And she had told me that I'd actually made like social change within the company because they had wanted to hire me. It actually started a conversation within the board of the company. And it turns out because of me, basically, they changed policy. I mean, it became a conversation that started because of me, which is really fucking cool and fascinating.
So that's pretty cool.
It is fucking cool. And like the entire time during the interview, like she didn't really ask me any questions and was basically like, wow, it's so great that you're back. And kept telling me over and over again how it was because of me that they changed the policy. And I was just like, wow, that's so cool. Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that you were able to make like a real, like measurable difference in the world that you can see. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah, and it's actually a pretty big employer within the valley. Like they employ up to like at least 300 people. So that's 300 more people that can smoke weed now.
So you've been with me through my cannabis journey pretty much entirely. We got married when I was still in the Army and I wasn't able to partake. Mm-hmm. And then I got out and then I started working, with some of our friends, and then I started growing here at the house.
Right.
Are there any plants that have stood out to you in like form or like what they looked like or anything that seemed really special above all the others?
I'm thinking more of like, the effects the plants had, that stood out to me. Like, the Girl Scout cookies was like fantastic bedtime weed combined with Jemima, which we would call a bedtime classic, which was literally a classic for so fucking long. It was awesome.
So the second year I grew one plant, which it was basically a North American indica. It was a bag seed. I don't know what it was, but it was just kind of an indica leaning. It was probably came at 12%, I would guess. And then we had this Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies. And what we would do is we would mix some 50-50 in the grinder and roll a 1 gram joint out of it. And we did that every night for 2 years with the same weed. And it was the best bedtime smoke I've had to this day.
Definitely.
Yeah, I miss that weed.
Yeah.
You know, in theory, I guess I could try to find that strain and dig for it and then take cuts and try to find it or something similar to it again.
What one? What do you mean?
Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I think I could
I
find.
thought we were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I got distracted by the magical Afghans.
Well, that makes sense, though.
I'm glad I got those. A lot of those fields appear to be turning into poppy fields before everyone's eyes. Well, that's kind of all I've got for you. Our cats miss you.
Our cats are meowing at the door. They're ridiculous. Rufus.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I guess this could be it. Goodbye.
Well, thank you for coming on to the Bagseed Chronicles, my silent partner. Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience before we get out of here?
Glad to be on. Thank you for listening. And thank you for being a fan.
All right, let's overgrow the world.
You can reach me, Uncle Dig, on Instagram at Uncle Dig. The bumper music on this podcast was produced by Chad DeVilliers on ukulele. He can be followed on YouTube at Ukuleles Are Stupid or on Instagram at Chadwick Enterprises.